Ana Luisa Jewelry is a company based out of New York. Ana Luisa Jewelry is 100% carbon and water neutral. From earth to ear, from nature to neckline, their jewelry, cotton pouches, earring, and necklace cards are made out of 100% recyclable materials. Ana Luisa believes in having luxury pieces, but at an affordable price. I was sent 3 beautiful pieces. The first item is a 6-inch 14 karat gold bracelet. The next item is a 14-inch 14 karat gold necklace and 14 karat gold earrings. You can dress these pieces up or down and even wear them layered. If you're interested in these pieces or you would like to shop around, please click the link in my description box. They are currently running the biggest sale of the year. Buy one, get one 60% off. Hello, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having an amazing, marvelous, and magnificent day. My name is TatiV, and if you're a true crime lover like me, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I do try my best to post twice a week, that is Mondays and on Fridays. Mondays I post true crime cases, whatever true crime case comes to mind or that I'm interested in. And Fridays I have a series called Freaky Friday where we discuss all things freaky. So if any of that interests you, you might as well stick around and join the true crime fam. I have been inconsistent lately and I do apologize about that. I am in the process of trying to balance being a mom, working, and also doing YouTube. So just bear with me. You guys always bear with me. You guys are always understanding. So that's why I've been gone, and I have been really, really sick as well. So I just been dealing with a lot. But anyways, let's get into today's video. Today's video is going to be about 3 PlayBoy models that have been involved in tragedy. I have no idea what I want to name this video. I have absolutely no title, so we're just gonna roll with it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some crime time. Don't forget your snack, your wine, your water, your popcorn, whatever, your blanket. And yeah, enjoy some crime time. Warning, this video may contain details of graphic content. This channel is for mature audiences only. Some viewers might find this disturbing. Jasmine Labor was born in February of 1981 in Bonnie Doon, California, to a mother, Lisa Labor. Her parents divorced when she was 8 years old, and she primarily lived with her mother, Lisa. As a child, she enjoyed playing football and she worked at a grocery store. She enjoyed being the center of attention. She was a very fun, caring, and bubbly person. She was often misconstrued due to her looks, but she was extremely intelligent. Jasmine entered the modeling world posing as a swimsuit model. She was a body painted model, and she worked in shows at Las Vegas casinos. She acted in various commercials for adult phone lines. She earned her real estate license and had big plans on opening her own gym and a personal training center. Over the years, Jasmine was in several different relationships. After the relationships ended, she remained friends with her exes. On March 16th, 2009, she met real estate investor Ryan Jenkins at a Las Vegas casino. On March 18th, 2009, he was jealous at her for still being friends with her exes. On the evening of August 13th, 2009, Ryan and Jasmine checked into a hotel in Del Mar in San Diego, California. They were attending a poker game tournament for a charity fundraising event. According to surveillance footage, Ryan and Jasmine left the hotel at around 2:30 a.m. They were later seen on footage at a nightclub in downtown San Diego. This was the last time Jasmine was seen alive again. Around 4:30 a.m., Ryan returned to their hotel alone and checked out at 9 a.m. On August 15th, around 7 a.m., Jasmine was found beaten and stuffed inside a suitcase that was located in a dumpster in an alley in Buena Park, California. Police stated that she was strangled. Her teeth and fingers had been removed before she was stuffed inside the suitcase. It was believed that they attempted to mutilate her body to hide her identity. On August 18th, Jasmine was identified by the serial number from her breast implants. Her white Mercedes was found abandoned about a mile from Ryan and Jasmine's penthouse. When her vehicle was searched, there was a huge amount of blood. On the night of August 15th, Ryan reported Jasmine missing, and he told police he last saw her that previous day on August 14th at around 8:30 p.m. They both attended a poker event. She dropped him off so she could run some errands, and she never returned. On August 15th, one day after Ryan reported Jasmine missing, he packed all of his belongings and was spotted leaving their penthouse for the last time. He traveled to Nevada to pick up his speedboat. When police contacted him, he told them that he was in Utah and planned to travel to Canada to handle some immigration issues. Ryan was always their number one suspect. On August 20th, Ryan was charged with Jasmine's murder. An arrest and a warrant was issued. That same day, Ryan checked into a motel with his half-sister Elena in Hope, British Columbia, Canada. On August 23rd at 11:30 a.m., they failed to check out of their room. Two of the workers went to check in room number 2, where they discovered Ryan Jenkins' body hanging from a clothes rack. He did not leave a note on why he took himself out. Neither did he leave a confession on what happened to Jasmine. Stephanie Adams was born on July 24th, 1970 in Orange, New Jersey. She graduated from Ophelia DeVore School of Charm, and afterwards she pursued her modeling career. She was featured in photo shoots for 17 magazine, Venus Swimwear, and commercial ads for Clairol. In 1992, she was Miss November for Playboy magazine. That same year, she earned her bachelor's degree from Fairleigh Dickinson University. Stephanie married a bank investor and divorced him in 2003. After her divorce, she came out as a lesbian and was the first Playboy model to do so. In May of 2006, Stephanie got into an altercation with a New York City taxi driver that called the police and falsely accused her of having gun and community communicating threats to him. According to Stephanie, she said that the police handled her very aggressively. She had injuries to her neck and back. She sued NYPD and was originally rewarded $1.2 million, but the judge later reduced that to $373,000. On the evening of May 17th, 2018, Stephanie Adams checked herself and her 7-year-old son, Vincent Adams, into a penthouse in the Gotham Hotel on the 25th floor. The next morning, Stephanie failed to check out with her son, so hotel staff went to check their room. Both of their bodies were found on a second-floor balcony near the back of the hotel's courtyard. Before her death, Stephanie was involved in a custody battle with her estranged husband, who was a chiropractor in Manhattan. On May 15th, he filed for full custody of his son, and the courts declined that she could not take her son with her to Spain for the summer, where her boyfriend lived. The relationship between her and her estranged husband was very toxic and abusive. All she wanted to do was remove her son from the situation, but legally she wasn't allowed to do so. According to both autopsies, it was determined that she pushed him out of the window first and jumped out right behind him. Their deaths were classified as murder and taking herself out. Dorothy Stratton was born on February 28th, 1960. She attended Centennial High School in 1977. At 17 years old, she was working part-time at a Dairy Queen where she met Paul Snyder. Eventually, they began dating. Paul took nude pictures of her and they were sent to PlayBoy magazine. The following year, in 1978, Dorothy moved to Los Angeles for the 25th anniversary Great Playmate Hunt. In October of that same year, Paul moved in with her and they got married. In 1979, Dorothy became Playboy's Miss August and worked as a bunny at the Playboy Club in Century City, Los Angeles. There were several people, including Hugh Hefner, that attempted to warn Dorothy of her husband Paul. Hugh stated that Paul was a hustler and a pimp and warned her of his odd behavior. In 1980, Dorothy began having an affair with a guy named Peter Bogdanovich, who was the director of a 1981 film called They All Laughed. Paul and Dorothy's relationship continued to decline, and he constantly critiqued her and needed to be with her at all times. Dorothy's co-workers at Playboy began to notice how stressed out she was and the tension between her and Paul. On March 22nd, 1980, Dorothy flew to New York City to work on what would be her last movie. Of course, Paul wanted to accompany her, but Dorothy told him that the director decided to close the set of his new film to all but the cast and immediate crew. On April 30th, 1980, Dorothy flew back to California briefly to attend a luncheon at the Playboy Mansion, where she was crowned 1980 Playmate of the Year and was gifted $200,000 in cash and gifts. Later on that same evening, Dorothy appeared on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. The following weekend, Dorothy flew back to New York to surprise Peter. She wrote a letter to her husband asking for more freedom. Paul attempted to call Dorothy but was unsuccessful. He received a second letter from her saying that they were both physically and financially separated. He emptied their joint accounts and hired a private detective to watch Dorothy's every move. Remember the film director named Peter that Dorothy was having an affair with? Well, eventually they moved in together and Paul found out. On the night of July 30th, 1980, Paul waited outside of Peter's home for hours with a handgun. His plan was to shoot anyone that walked outside of that home, but after several hours of no activity, Paul gave up. On August 9th, 1980, Dorothy agreed to meet up with Paul to discuss their relationship. During the meeting, Dorothy admitted to falling in love with Peter, and she wanted to move forward with their separation. The next week, Dorothy and Paul met again to discuss a monetary settlement, which was scheduled on August 14th. 5 days before the meeting, Paul searched high and low for a weapon, but was unsuccessful. The gun stores would not sell him a weapon because he was a Canadian citizen. The private detective he hired refused to buy him a handgun as well. Paul came across an ad in the newspaper and was able to purchase his weapon. On August 14th, 1980, that day was just like any other day. Dorothy spent that morning going to several business meetings. Coincidentally, her business manager told her that it would not be a good idea for Dorothy to meet with Paul. Dorothy stated that it would be an easier process if she just handled it herself. She said that he was being nice about everything and she wanted to still be his friend. At around 8 p.m. that evening, Paul's roommates returned to their home where they discovered Dorothy's car still parked on the side of the street and Paul's bedroom door was closed. The roommates did not think anything of it and believed that they just wanted their privacy. By 11 p.m., Paul's private detective came to the house. The roommates opened the bedroom door where they discovered the nude bodies of Dorothy and Paul. According to police, Dorothy was shot with a handgun just 1 hour after she arrived at the meeting. Paul took himself out 1 hour later with a single gunshot wound. During the early hours of August 15th, the private detective informed Hugh Hefner, who was devastated, who then told Peter, who was also devastated. Dorothy was cremated and her remains are buried at the Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery in Los Angeles. After Dorothy's death, Peter took a 4-year hiatus from directing. In 1985, he wrote a memoir on her death called The Killing of the Unicorn. 3 years later, on December 30th, 1988, 49-year-old Peter married 20-year-old Louise Stratton, which is Dorothy's little sister, which is extremely odd. I mean, out of all the people in the world, why him and why her? I guess since he could no longer have Dorothy, this would be the closest thing to having her. Anyway, they were married from 1988 until they divorced in 2001. Christmas is right around the corner, so please don't forget to check out Ana Luisa Jewelry. They are currently running a buy one get one 60% off sale, which is their biggest sale of the year, so you can save a little coin. The link to their website is in the description box below. Thank you so much, Ana Luisa, for sponsoring today's video and for giving me my first